From last week, the tease against the Saints. From even 24 hours ago, the anger over the Yankees. To whipping that Eagle ass all over MetLife Stadium. What a difference a few hours makes. Welcome to Evan and Tiki. We got a lot to cover. Tiki, Barber, what's on your mind today?
I can't help but think about the missed opportunities of this Giants team. They could easily be 3-3.
That's what you're thinking?
Or 4-2, yes.
Really?
Because that's what I got out of the... Look, it's the Jaxson Dart era. We started after week 3. Jaxson Dart has played now 3 games. He's 2-1. And if it wasn't for all those mistakes against the Saints, they easily could be 3-3. And who knows what's happening going forward. Now, look, they're still not likely making the postseason. But for the first time, I think in a long time, it felt like hope in the future was real. Not something that we kind of hoped would come around, but it was real. And it's because they have 2 guys. And, well, it's actually more than 2 guys, but it's 2 that we talk about, Jaxson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, who are just balls of energy and positivity. Brian Burns on the defensive side, we'll get to them in a second, might be heading towards a Defensive Player of the Year award if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, because he's been unbelievable. But I was listening to the post-game press conference, and, Brian Daboll has this way of talking to media after he has success, and he's, I put this in quotes, proven right about either a play or a player, in this case, Jaxson Dart. And it's like this F you for doubting me type of thing. Now, the reality is that he deserved some of the criticism that he was getting in the media ire that was coming his way. But I also then listened to Jaxson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, their post games. It was exactly like Brian Daboll.
Interesting.
It's like they're taking on his personality of damn the doubters.
Right.
Forget trying to lump us in with the institutional failures of this organization, because that's not us.
It really isn't them.
You can say, and I kept hearing this, and I forgot who was asking this question, but he kept saying, do you think that some of the success it's naive for these young guys not to understand the history here? And I'm like, I got what the question was trying to get at, but naive is the wrong word. Because naive pretends that there's something happening and you're not aware of it. Right. Whereas the Jaxson Dart, Cam Scatterbo's of this team, the Brian Burnses, who've only been here, this is the second year. Like, why are they ladled with the crap that existed before them? And it feels like we keep wanting to do that, when the reality is this is a completely different team.
Right.
It's a completely different energy that you feel. And I don't know, it felt refreshing that they're all pushing back on it. Like, stop asking me about teams that I had nothing to do with.
Right.
Stop asking me about teams that were playing in this stadium and not winning for years when I was 17 years old. Right? Just like, shut the hell up. How about you celebrate what we just did or what we're going to do going forward, instead of trying to bring this weight, this negative history back forward to 2025. And, I actually, it made me feel good about the attitude, this screw you attitude of this team, because they know that they have a ton of doubters, and they know people kind of think and expect them to fail, and they're going to succeed anyways.
It's a double-edged sword, because I think when you join a franchise, you take their baggage with you.
Of course.
Even if you had absolutely nothing to do with the baggage. Right. Jaxson Dart has nothing to do with what happened last year, the year before that, the year before that. They look at Saquon Barkley as another player.
Exactly.
It's not like they're even facing a former teammate. But what can change negativity is just a different vibe.
Right.
And I say this as an IFO watching last night and this morning. More on that later. There's a vibe change.
No doubt.
There is an absolute vibe change. And one of the most obvious moments, small moment, could have been bigger, but obvious moment of the vibe change that I witnessed at MetLife Stadium last night was the 30 seconds Russell Wilson came in. Because it was almost like the giant negative cloud came back. And it was there, and Russ threw an incompletion on third down, and it was
a particularly ugly throw.
It was horrible. And you hear the boos, and it's like, oh, my God, the cloud is back. And then with the beautiful blonde hair glistening in the MetLife lights. Jaxson Dart came back a possession later, and it was like, wow, all is right with the world. But what's really impressive about what they did last night is it wasn't just the new energy of Jaxson Dart. It's not just the new energy of Cam Scatterbo. Like, defensively, and we've seen signs of it this year. It hasn't been complete, but we've seen signs of what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And there is a new hope. Like, a win like that is a new hope kind of win. You beat a division rival, a team you never beat, a team that, despite all their issues right now, they're still a Super Bowl favorite. Like, let's not minimize who they are despite the issues that they have. That was, to me, I say this as an IFO, a vibe-changing, maybe even franchise-changing kind of win if you can build on it. Because everything last night at MetLife Stadium felt different and felt unique. And did they take advantage of some lucky breaks? Sure. Jalen Hurts had Devontae Smith wide open on a play that could have changed the game. Doesn't mean you were going to lose, just means the game would have played out differently. And it's not your problem that Jalen Hurts missed him. Not your problem. But what is your problem is after he misses him, what are you going to do about it? And Cam Scatterbo on 3rd and 1 did something about it. He converted a first down. Jaxson Dart did something about it on 3rd and 3. He converted a first down. And then finally, Cam Scatterbo did it again because he scored a touchdown. And so from this game being flipped to an Eagle lead, you're up 2 possessions. So it's not just, hey, they made a mistake, yay, we're lucky. It's they made a mistake, and we made their asses pay.
Right, and that's something that you didn't usually see with this offense. And look, it all starts with the offensive line. We've been saying it for a couple weeks now. Andrew Thomas comes back. It's just a different MO. It's a different calculus when you try to come after them. And there was a play in particular, and I sent it to you guys as I was rewatching the film this morning. It was in the 3rd quarter. Jaxson Dart is under center. The Eagles bring 6. They're playing cover 1. The safety is down in the box, so it's like a low cover 1. Safety's trying to lurk and pick something off. Jaxson Dart's looking out to his left to little Jordan Humphrey, and he forces the safety to go left. He doesn't like it. He immediately reshuffles his feet, gets the ball, throws this crossing route, the shallow cross to Wan'Dale Robinson. It picks up like 17 yards. They get a first down. And it's like the processing was so fast. Everybody talks about, young quarterbacks. Oh, they struggle processing. They get stuck on their first read. They don't know what to do. He just took a cursory glance. It's like, that's not there. Turned his body to it. Came back. Fired one to Wan'Dale Robinson. I was like, man, this kid is it. He's just different. And the energy that he plays with and the camaraderie that he brings to this team, it just makes you feel like there's a lot to look forward to in the future for this Giants team.
Now, you said something that really surprised me at the beginning of the show. You said, one of the things that was jumping out at you was all the missed opportunities and what this team could be if they had taken advantage of the Saints or taken advantage of their opportunities against Dallas. Here's why. For 2 reasons. From a mental health perspective, you shouldn't think that way.
No, it's inaccessible. You can't go back. You can't change the past.
Number one, you can't change the past.
Right.
And it's bad. Like I said this to Yankee fans yesterday about, boy, if one more game went our way, we would have hosted the division series. I said it to Met fans. If one more game goes our way, we're in the playoffs. You can't think that way. You'll drive yourself nuts. So number one, it ain't healthy to think that way. But here's the second part. Obviously, we all want to see our teams make the playoffs. I will never minimize that.
Right.
But if this is real, what we're witnessing,
just keep winning.
Just keep winning.
Keep stacking.
Then that's all that matters. And we'll look back at the losses as almost, lessons were learned from that.
I agree with you.
It was the necessity of losing. And if that's where this goes, and I understand the Giant fan on this Friday afternoon, Friday morning, having that enthusiasm, I am never going to be that person to say, shut up, it's only week 6.
Right.
Shut up. Why are you so excited? I get why you're excited. That's the kind of win that I know as a fan, I think to myself, this is going to change everything.
Really, what matters is what it looks like. I've been saying this all season. Even if the Giants were 5-12, it's what it looks like, and that looked really good. And 2 weeks ago against the Chargers at home, that looked really good. Bob Papa joined us on the post game, and he was saying it's been so many years since the Giants fans. This is just a fan thing. This isn't a team, what construction or anything like that. A performance. The fans can come to Giants Stadium and leave ecstatic.
Yes. And how often does that happen?
It hasn't happened in a decade.
No, I know.
Consistently. And when you could, it's arguable because both of the teams I'm going to talk about have lost 2 games. But 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, the Los Angeles Chargers were the best team in the AFC. This is according to everybody, pundits, anyone who wanted to calculate or opine about the best team in the AFC. It was the Chargers. The Giants beat them. 2 weeks ago, the Philadelphia Eagles were the best team in the NFC. How you wanted to calculate it or opine about it? The Eagles, the defending champions, are the best team in the NFC. The Giants beat them, and so there is 2 victories at home against 2 of the best teams in all of the NFL. That's encouraging.
Yeah.
And that's something that tells you this isn't the same old Giants. This team is good. It's just they can't shoot themselves in the foot. They can't lose games. But if they don't do that, they can win a lot of games.
Yeah, we can't ignore that they lost to the Saints and they lost to Spencer Rattler, and that's on the resume. But just to further your point about the Chargers and the Eagles, I'll also say, at least for 1 week, the better quarterback on the field between Justin Herbert and Jaxson Dart was Jaxson Dart. Mm-hmm. The better quarterback on the field last night who was terrible last night, and that's a Philly problem.
Well, I told you this before the game. They are missing Kellen Moore. It is obvious. Undeniable.
Oh, my God.
And attrition has caught up with them. Lane Johnson's 35 years old. Jordan Mailata, who is a great player, looked vulnerable over and over again. I don't know if he's healthy. Landon Dickinson was out. They looked compromised.
And you know what? All that's true, but as the kids like to say, cool story, bro.
Who cares?
Jaxson Dart was the better quarterback on the field last night. Now, you mentioned Brian Daboll. You listened to his postgame press conference?
I did.
Oh, did he drop a Freudian slip? Oh, did he drop one? And I don't know how many people noticed this, but I noticed this kind of stuff. Brian Daboll was talking about Jaxson Dart. Listen,
no, this wasn't Freudian.
This was on purpose?
This was intentional.
Okay.
I am positive this was intentional because there was a moment 3 weeks ago where he was getting ladled with this guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the non-Freudian slip. This was all done on purpose by Brian Daboll in the postgame last night.
Glad he's my quarterback, our quarterback.
Our quarterback. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you think that was a purposeful, I want to remind the world, my guy.
Don't you remember 3 weeks ago when he made this decision, or before 3 weeks ago?
My decision.
My decision. And the unsaid, which was being said, was that he's getting ladled with this. When this goes south, because Jaxson Dart's not ready and the Giants suck and don't win a game, it's on Dabes.
Right.
That wasn't said publicly, but trust me, that was said to people. Okay? People who know and people who want to write it because they have an agenda against this head coach. I'm just telling you that was the case. So that little quote that you just played was not a slip.
Oh.
That was intentional. I'm reminding you that I made this decision.
So that's badass.
It's badass, right? Okay. Look, at the end of the day, Dave is going to be judged by wins and losses. It's not going to be about the development. It's not going to be about, the team is heading in this direction. It is, did you get this team ready to win?
100%.
Because at this point, we know that this team is good. Brian Burns could be Defensive Player of the Year. He is one of the best pass inside rushers that I've seen this year. Abdul Carter did not register a stat yesterday. Did not register a stat, all right? His impact was invaluable, right? This is why stats lie to you.
And the NFL lies a million times.
He was awesome
yesterday.
Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau, they're going to get after guys. Shane Bowen said, you know what, Tay Banks, I know you're a first-round pick, but, bro, you got to sit. 3 plays he played yesterday, and Cordell Flott took advantage of his opportunities. Now, he was roasted on that wide-open Devontae Smith play.
Hey.
For some reason, he thought he was playing cover 2 or whatever it was.
Got away with it.
And it was cover 1,
right.
And it was his man that was 20 yards past him.
That's okay.
But, sorry, you missed the pass.
No harm, no foul.
But I think you're getting guys that are I don't know, playing at a higher level each and every week. And the unsung hero that nobody wanted to talk about, and I took a good 5 minutes talking about this guy yesterday on the post game because he deserves it. Jamie Gillan is changing the way you kick off in the NFL. And nobody wants to talk about it, but you heard it here first. Jamie Gillan is making it so hard to catch kickoffs. He's a punter, and he kicks this thing sideways.
Right.
So it's not coming at you in that end-over-end fashion and perfectly going into your hands. It's like, oh, dude, what the hell is this ball doing? It's not moving right. Crap, I just fumbled it, and now we're at the 7-yard line. He did it twice.
Yeah, but he also missed the landing zone to start the game. That wasn't good.
Whatever.
It may not have been good if the Eagles took advantage of it.
It's the risk you take.
No, I get you.
To prevent the team, the opponent from starting on the 35-yard line.
No, I get that. And it ended up working.
Because what's going to happen? If you kick it out of bounds, you're at the 40?
Right.
What's the difference?
Yeah, it's not
you kick it in the end zone, you're at the 35. I will take that risk for 2 shots at the 10.
It's not as big of a difference as it used to be. I'll never forget the Patriot-Panther Super Bowl when what's-his-name kicked John.
Yes.
Was it John Carney? Kicked it out of bounds.
Which is 20 yards.
Was a 20-yard difference.
Then it was 20 yards.
But what was so
5 now.
It really didn't turn out to be that big of a deal, but it's funny to think how this game started. Jamie Gillen is short of the landing zone. It goes to the 40. Like you said, though, not that big of a deal. And then Saquon has 2 carries for 31 yards.
Yes, and just like last week, what did the defense do? They bent and didn't break.
And from
that field goal, you sorry-ass Eagles.
And from that moment on, where was Saquon Barkley? That should have been the chant at the end of the game. Where is Saquon? I'll tell you where he was. He didn't want contact at the end of the game.
No, he was checking Amazon Prime downloads.
Maybe. We'll get to your calls next. 888-808-1019. WFAN NFL Football is powered by Verizon. Your calls, plus Jaxson Dart Jr. over there, Sean Morass, was tearing up after the game. Was that a cry-worthy kind of victory?